Your computer will come with some pre-installed applications, and over time you'll be adding more applications to your system. For example, be aware when you purchase a printer and it comes with that CD. You'll generally put that CD into your computer, and whether you're aware of it or not, it will not just install the driver, the bit of software that's necessary to know how the printer works, but it will often install 3 or 4 applications, and some you'll never ever use. So in your system, you'll often have a load of programs that you have never used, and all of this just helps clog up your system. Now, with older computers, this is something that can actually make quite an impact. With newer computers, there's plenty of memory and processor, so that it has less of an impact. Nevertheless, it is always good to keep your system clean. So let's have a look. So Windows 7 has a nice bit of functionality now. If I click on Start and go to All Programs, here is a list of all the programs installed, and there's quite a lot. Some of them I recognize, some of them I don't, and it's these ones that you can uninstall. Be aware though that if you're uninstalling programs just because you don't recognize them, they could actually be very important to some of the computer's functionality that you're not actually aware of. So if you remove, say, 10 programs that you think all of them aren't doing anything, it'll be very difficult to find out if suddenly your computer stops working which one of those 10 was the important one you should have kept. A little bit of research on the internet often will help kind of identify which ones are okay to delete. So here in this list I can see the 3CX Assistant. I actually know what that is. That's a phone system that we can use on the computers, and I know that actually I installed it, I tried it, and I didn't actually work, and a bit of bad practice, I just left it there, where what I should have done is install it. You can see I have the option to uninstall it just by clicking on that. And Windows 7 is really good in that a lot of these installed programs now will have the uninstall available just there. A word of caution, it's very important if you're removing software to go through the uninstall wizard. Don't just delete the files. Deleting the files on the surface may look like, no, I've done it all correctly, but be aware when programs are in applications are installed on your computer, it's more than one file they often put on your system, and they put a range of files on your system in a number of specific folders. So by using the correct uninstall method will ensure that all of those files are removed. So there's one place you can uninstall. But actually what we're now going to do is we're going to look at the control panel, because that's what this section is about, is the main area of the control panel. And you can see one of the main headings in the control panel is programs, and in fact uninstall a program. I'm going to click on this, and it's just going to take a few seconds. Just as what it does is it goes through, and you can see the progress bar at the top, and it's just populating the entire list of programs. And at the moment it's 86 items, and it's still just working through and ensuring that it's collected all of the programs that are installed in the system. Okay, so we're to 90 now. Let me just pause this and we'll come back when it's complete. Okay, so that took about a minute. We're back now. And you can see all the programs. I've got 130 programs, and you can see it's about 10 gigs, so it's quite a sizable chunk. So how am I going to select which ones I should remove? Well, what I could do is I could look at the size. Perhaps I'd want to get rid of some of the larger files. That is one option. But if I look at these large files, a lot of these I actually do use. So let's just resize there, and I'm going to actually remove that 3CX that I recognize. There's a whole host more that I see that I'd be happy to remove. See that Java update? That's an example of one that I wouldn't want to touch, because that affects this plugin actually affects a lot of different bits of software on the system. Again, all I'd do is I'd look on the internet, search about that update, and just ask the question whether I should remove it or not. So I'm going to go for the 3CX. There we go, just at the very top. That I don't use that anymore, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on it, and when I click on it, and I'm just going to click on the change, and then it will take me through the options and the ability to uninstall it. So I have the option of modify it, repair it, or remove it. I'm going to go for the remove. A very simple wizard, just takes you through simple steps. Choose to remove it. As it's Windows 7, it's letting me, the computer is letting me know that this is an administrative thing. Am I happy for that? And this is where you saw just there, removing shortcuts, removing INI files. Those are the sort of folders and files that I was mentioning before, where you don't just delete the actual application. There are a lot of sub-files and subfolders that when it installs, it puts on your computer. So it's very important to use an uninstall program to actually remove the entire application and not just to try and delete it yourself. Click Finish. And this will just refresh itself very shortly, and it will remove the 3CX. There we go. Uninstalling programs.